Here. Good to hear. Today is Saturday, the Saturday before Passover, and this Saturday is very special because historically in this Saturday it is the day that the Israel pull a lamb into their house to prepare the Passover. Of course, it's not about biological animal, so I would like to review with you the structure or the theme of Passover. This is
Okay.
yes, unless if you have questions from, from any topic, unless you have things you'd like to share, please feel welcome to share or to ask.
No, let's go ahead with the lamb.
Okay, so good afternoon, Victoria. Shabbat Shalom to all. Do you have an access to the whiteboard? Or to Exodus 12, if it is from your Bible, Exodus 12?
Oh, you were asking me. Okay. You're
Either,
asking me.
yes, if you have an access. Victoria,
Yeah,
good
I'm
afternoon.
going.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Hello, Victoria. Yes, I can do out of my Bible if that's all right.
Yes, of course. So I shall
Exodus 12.
12, 21, if possible, 21 until 28, including 28.
All right.
Philip is here.
Every-
Hello, Philip.
Who?
Philip,
Oh,
on
hello,
YouTube.
Philip.
We're very happy that you're here. Thank you, Victoria. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, happy to be here. Happy everybody's here. So, verse 21
Yes.
through 28, Exodus chapter 12. Then Moses summoned all the elders of Israel, and he said to them, "Go at once and select the animals for your families and slaughter the Passover lamb. Take a bunch of hyssop, dip it into the blood in the basin, and put some of the blood on the top and on both sides of the door frame. Not one of you shall go out the door of his house until morning. When the Lord goes through the land to strike down the Egyptians, he will see the blood on the top and sides of the door frame, and will pass over that doorway, and he will not permit the destroyer to enter your houses and strike you down. Obey these instructions as a lasting ordinance for you and your descendants. When you enter the land that the Lord will give you as he promised, observe this ceremony. And when your children ask you, what does this ceremony mean to you? Then tell them, it is the Passover sacrifice to the Lord, who passed over the houses of the Israelites in Egypt and spared our homes when he struck down the Egyptians. Then the people bowed down and worshipped. The Israelites did just what the Lord commanded Moses and Aaron.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You're
I,
welcome.
I would like us to focus on two words here: pull and take a lamb into your houses. And I would like to look at the structure of pulling and taking in. I will mark the two words here. 1 second. Mishchu ukhu. Pull. 1 second. I make the pen thinner that it will fit the size. Mishchu ukhu. Pull and take. Second. Pull and take or withdraw into your home. Pull and take. Let's look into the Hebrew structure. Of course, it's not about biological animal, it's about the structure. And I'll write it down. Mishchu, pull, ukhu, and take, plural form. Here, Mishchu is 366 this is 340, this is 26, and here and take is 120. When we add or sum up those numbers, we have 486. 4 times 86, this is 344, plus 1 is 345. 345 is the name Moshe or Hashem. Moses or the name. This is one aspect. We usually, and thank you Victoria for recommending the painter Julius Schnorr. It's a German painter that he illustrated the Bible. Thank you Victoria for recommending, because here we see very interesting painting. I hope that everybody can share it as well on YouTube. The name of the picture is The Origin of Easter, Passover Lamb. Here we can see inside door of the Hebrew. Can you please, Jeff, describe us what do we see here?
Yes. Let's see. Can we zoom in a little bit?
Yes, and thank you, and good afternoon, Philip from England. Philip is here. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Eddie.
We are very
Hello.
happy that you're here. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. What do we see here, Jeff?
Well, there's a lot going on.
Yes, certainly.
Boy. Well, I see a table, and I see I see people reclining around the table, and in different fashions, and like one on their knees, one stretching his legs across the front. I don't know if maybe that's a woman at the table too. And somebody sitting up high behind the table to the left in the picture. Somebody carrying, is there a man carrying in a lamb, perhaps? He's got the lamb to the right in the picture. And it seems there's an angel, perhaps, behind him.
Yes.
And I don't know what the guy is doing there with his back to everybody, reaching in through a window too, apparently, and somebody's passing something up through there in that window. I don't know if I'm describing these things very well, but
we shall ask maybe Fernando or to Philip to join to the description. Fernando, good morning. If you have... Yes, thank you, Jeff, very much. Thank you for opening the discussion today.
You're welcome.
Good morning.
Shabbat Shalom, Eti.
Shabbat Shalom. Good evening. Good morning.
Shabbat Shalom, Jeff, Philip.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Yes.
I'm glad to be here, Eti. I'm very happy. And how are you doing?
Fine. It's a beautiful day here today. And how is it today in Brazil?
Today it is raining right now, very calm and slow raining, but it's not cold, so it is a good day. It's a beautiful day here.
Thank you. And Philip, how is it today in England?
It's pretty nice right now. We did have a little bit of hail earlier,
Mhm. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. So, who would
And
like?
how about over in Israel?
Yes, again.
And how's the weather in Israel?
Oh, it's 20 degrees Celsius, a fresh wind, and a clear sky. So it's spring day, typical spring day. It's very pleasant.
Excellent.
Yes, thank you for asking. Yes, beautiful day. Here we have another friend on YouTube, Eagle. This channel is like a pure gem, a treasure. I'm happy I have found. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Eagle.
I totally agree.
So, who would like to continue describing this picture? Philip, Fernando, what is happening on the frontier of the windows?
Yes, it's
Frontier.
beautiful. Outside the window we have angels, right? Passing.
Yes, and from the inside, what is happening? There is a man, and on the right side to the man, there is maybe a boy. What are they doing together? They are cooperating. The man, maybe the father and the son, the man and the boy, they're cooperating together inside the house. And outside
Yes,
the
they are.
house, there is an angel. What is happening between those three people?
It
They
is
seem to
beautiful.
be passing something over to the angel.
Yes. Fernando?
They are preparing a meal, maybe breads or something like this, matzah,
Mm-hmm.
and we see also a lamb, a man bringing a lamb to the meal.
Mm-hmm.
But they are offering this meal to the Lord because they are trying to deliver it to the angel.
Mm-hmm. So now, please look at the man who's offering the lamb inside and try to connect. He is offering the lamb. This is a non-linear thinking. He's offering the lamb maybe as a meal, but in order to offer the lamb as a meal, what do they have to do before to prepare it? Sacrifice. And the boy is holding a plate in his hand. What do you think the plate is? Yes, Fernando?
Could be the blood or
The blood. So what does the man or the father does? He's dipping something, yes, in the plate which holds the
Yes.
blood to mark what?
the door. Yes.
Yes, the openings, that the angel of death
Yes.
will not
It's
come,
the angel of
and
death.
that the angel of death could what? Skip. He could skip,
This door.
yes, and the
This
openings,
house.
yes, and they could stay alive. This is it. But since, yes, Philip is writing on YouTube, the one inside near the window was applied. Yes, that's true. Thank you, Philip. Now I would like us to abstract the word lamb in Hebrew and to demonstrate what is really happening, because it's not about what we think so much. It's a bit different. How do we spell lamb in Hebrew? 1 second. Do you remember? Okay. Lamb.
See? Maybe.
Yes. Lamb. Se. We have 305. Now we can open the hay in a way that it will contain Daled and Yod. The hay in a way contains 4 and 1. So when we open the name Se, lamb, it basically means Shin, Daled, Yod. This is in a way the name Shaddai, in this way. Shaddai. But as a structure, this is 300, 4, and 10. Or 3, 1, and 4. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes. So Israel were asked to pull a lamb into their house in the 10th of Nisan, to wait 4 days until it is 14th of the month, and then, so to speak, to slaughter the lamb. What does it mean? We don't speak now about animals, we speak about structure. 14th of Nisan, and Nisan is the first month because there's a new counting for free people. Free people count from spring. So this is 14th to the first month, Nisan. In the 14th, there is equivalation of 4. 14th of the month and 14, which we take from the name. We're pulling the 1 to 4 inside the house, and what remains, if we're taking the 1 and the 4 inside the house like we saw in the picture. 1 second, I'll move it a bit.
Spirit.
Yeah, spirit. Jeff?
Yes.
Yeah.
Spirit.
This is it. This is what it means. The spirit is left. The 300, the spirit. Because the name Shaddai, we have the letter Shin and Dai. Dai in Hebrew, it means enough. Let's say if we go to the supermarket and we have a wagon, we can put inside the wagon many things. How much the wagon can carry. The wagon has 4 wheels. But if we go to the supermarket with one hand, how much can we carry? How much can we put in one hand? There's a measure in a human hand. So please look at the structure of the human hand from the Hebrew perspective. Yad is hand. Yad. If we rearrange the letters, we start with Daled. Daled and Yod is Dai, enough. Enough. So the human hand is a measure. So what is happening with the lamb? Why it is so important to sacrifice the lamb as a structure? As a structure, Shaddai, She'amar Dai. The sages say, what is the meaning of the name Shaddai? She'amar, that said, Dai, enough. That said, enough. Enough for material thinking. So, if we take the Dai, the enough, Shaddai, this is enough. This is like stop. Enough. I have had enough. If we take it out, what is left is the Shin, and the Shin is 300, or 3 is the spirit. This is why it is so important to pull the lamb, as we see here. Where is the painting here? To pull the 1 to 4, and this is happening at the 14th of Nisan. There is equivalent of form between what is happening in time and what is happening inside the houses. So in the 14th of Nisan, They are taking the lamb, the se. Sorry, the se is like, 1 second. The se is also Shin Daled Yod. The 314. They say enough because there is equivalence of forms, 14 of the months and 1 to 4 in the structure of the lamb. They do like this, cancel, and what is left is the spirit. This is one perspective. Questions?
I'm following so far, Eddie.
Good. Good.
I'm following.
Good.
Yeah, we're pretty good so far.
Good. Now, let us look into a deeper perspective, and it's not about the lamb, it's about Moses. Do you remember how old was Moses standing in front of Pharaoh, asking him, let my people...
80 years
80
old.
years old. Very good. 80 years old. He was standing in front of Pharaoh, 80 years old. Moses was born in the 7th of Adar, Zain Adar. He was born in the 7th of Adar. Adar is the 12th month. From Zain Adar, the 7th of Adar, until 14th of Nisan. Here we have 2 weeks in Nisan. Here, to complete Adar, we have 3 more weeks. Together, 5 weeks. So, at the day of the 10 plagues, at the night of the 10th plague, Moses is 80 years and 35 days. What happens if we cancel the 0 because we say the 0 is not a number? What structure are we left with?
835.
Which is?
Oh, yeah.
This is the value of Mashiach.
Messiah.
Messiah.
Mashiach.
Messiah. Yes. In Hebrew. Just look at the structure.
Yeah, never saw this before.
Also, I did not until a few moments before class.
Really?
Yes, I didn't see this before. No.
Wow. Hmm. Profound depths of investigation here.
E.T.
Mm-hmm.
You know the Pesach.
Mm-hmm.
It's we see it as a holiday, and it is an opportunity to like to experience these levels of secret.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems that we could always reach this place, you know. And I'm just, my question I will get there, but I'm just wondering here the importance of going inside and saying enough, like this attitude, this maybe purification or something like this. Because it is interesting also that the blood was put outside, that is also connected with the manifested.
Yes.
So I'm just thinking if we this time it's important to want to stay inside and say enough to the progression,
Yes, the whole structure of Passover is in a way to cut. We were speaking 2 days ago about the book of Ruth and the time of their arrival to Bethlehem. And the time of their arrival is the harvest of barley. And we did not even enter the structure of barley in Hebrew. What does it mean to harvest the barley? We just went into the mathematics. But yes, in a way, what does it mean Passover? In each and every one of us to say enough for going out, or the expansions of the circles, because Shaddai, the name Shaddai, do you remember how does it relate to geometry, the name Shaddai in Hebrew?
Pi,
The value of pi. Shaddai is 314 and 3.14 is the value of pi. This is how, we calculate, 1 second, the value of pi. 2 pi r, yes? Do you remember? 2 pi r is what? Let's not go into this now.
circumference.
The circle, yes, circumferences, yes, 2 pi r. Can you help me with the letters?
Spelling.
Yes.
Circumference.
Thank you. So here the circles expresses our stuckness in the matter, because every circle has a center, and our liberation, our freedom from the matter is to go straight with a line. This is why the tetragrammaton is considered to be the name as we see this as a straight name, direct name. Again, 1 second, I will move into the whiteboard to show us what is the difference between name Shaddai and the tetragrammaton. Name Shaddai is 314. This is in a way the circle, the name in circle, the expansion of a matter, because the breast of woman are Shaddaim, and Shaddaim are round. It has to do with like giving birth and milk. This is the manifested name of God, Shaddai. Like mother bearing children and breastfeeding them. And this is the revealed name of God. And there is a hidden name of God. This is the tetragrammaton. The tetragrammaton, its value is 26, and in a way this name is considered to be hidden, but also a very its frequency is straight. In Hebrew we call it Yosher. This is straight. And this is, in a way, the name Shaddai has to do with a circle. The tetragrammaton has to do with a straight line. Direct connection. The hidden is always direct. And to Fernando's question, what do we do in Passover? Basically what we do is we say enough to the expansion of the circles, to the expansion, our expansion in matter, and we are withdrawing in to the spirit. The cancelling, we are cancelling in a way the 14, and we are left with the 3, with the spirit. We say enough to the expansion in the matter, and we are withdrawing inside to the inner, to the secret, to the structure. This is why the whole story of going out of Egypt has to do with the number 4. The 4 letters, we have the 4 letters of the tetragrammaton. There are 4 glasses of wine, 4 suns, 4 questions, and so on. 4 times we say Hallel, thank you, thanksgiving, because this is a hidden and direct name of God. Questions?
No, just thank you, Eti. Trying to connect all the ideas right now. But this separation may it is needed, it seems, because also in Hevel we see that his offering to the higher was with this kind of separation from the blood and the white part of the animal, the fat and everything. So it's like searching for the root, maybe something like this, like separating all that is manifested.
Yes.
It seems to me that is the same symbol, right?
Yes. This is the correction. This is the correction, definitely. Jeff, questions? Philip, Victoria, Eagle, Philip here on YouTube as well. Questions? Please ask, because this is only a structure. If you have questions or thoughts, please share with us. Jeff, questions? Philip? Victoria?
I don't know about this text. It is related with the... I don't know if I got a little late and you already saw the text here.
Jeff was, yes, so what Jeff was reading about the text. Because
I can share a story that maybe is related,
Yes.
That my brother shared with me yesterday. And my brother is a doctor here, and so he take care of patients and everything, and came by a patient from him that was in coma for 2 months from COVID. He started with COVID and stayed in bed for 2 months in coma. but he shared that like an experience, you know, like that all this time he was aware of everything that was happening, and he could almost read the thoughts of the doctors, and he could feel the prayers, and like the one had this experience that sometimes we listen, you know. Uh, and my brother said that it was amazing to the encounter, because the man was like being around him, it was like feeling that someone was born in again, was like finding a meaning in life, you know, because he could see beyond the veil, maybe, you know, he
Yes, yes,
could
yes.
separate from the gravity and separate from what only is manifested. So when we listen to some experience like this, it is even more clear uh, what we can experience through text, you know, because we already know inside of us these things, the importance of the prayer, and when we love some friend, somebody, we know that we are very near from this person, and the distance, it is not something real in this realm of the spirit, you know. So I'm just sharing this since you mentioned that it was possible to say that uh, we live this experience of Pesach. Maybe the Passover would symbolize this idea that we need to remember that we need to go beyond what is only manifested, beyond the problems, beyond the things that we see, and we live in this kind of things.
Yes, yes. Because it's interesting what you're saying, because the god of the Egyptians is like, the book of Zohar says that the god of the Egyptian was the lamb. It's not so much about a biological animal, but it's because they multiple, and it's like wealth, and people adore rich people, and because according to the perception of the world, rich people is, they have a lot. According to the spirit, a rich man is a person who gives, not that he has a lot, that he gives. A rich one is the one who can give. This is something else. But in order to leave Egypt, there's a need to cut, in a way, the multiplicity, to separate, and then we can withdraw in. This is not for, this is very interesting that Julius, the painter, put it in this way. Everybody is, in a way, is withdrawing into one room or one house. In a way, this is the house of the spirit. In a way, it's like Noah's ark. Outside, whether there's flood, there's also equivalent between the names of the equivalence of structure between the name Moses and Noah. This is another aspect. But outside, like Weinreb says, outside there can be war, bloodshed, floods, and so the happenings of time. But inside, the spirit is in tranquil, because the spirit is not affected from the events of time. Sometimes people, they tend to believe or to take as to consider reality is what is happening in the news, and they just browse between horror story to they click and they discover another horror story or another horror story, and they live in a, how do you say, a fever dream. They live in hell because they think that they read about all kinds of horrible stories. This is reality. But the advice is always to withdraw in. This is the story, and as Weinreb said something very beautiful, whatever happens outside, as long as we have inside, and this is what the meaning of Passover, bread and wine, lechem and yain, bread, second I make it thinner, bread, $78. This is the value of bread. Wine, this is 70. As long as we are sitting next to the table with bread and wine, we are with the one. Nothing in a way enters the sovereignty of the one. The advice is not to consume too much from what is happening, because what we catch as visible is not reality. Anyway, this is what our eyes telling us, and the eyes are not telling us the truth. Good morning, Rose. I would like us to... Yes.
I was looking at this amazing picture that you brought, like, and thinking about the artist painting this, like drawing this picture and grasping some insights to make this idea perfect. And I was just thinking that what we see in the manifested is time and space, right? It's time and space. So when we are in this 400, this manifestation, we think that what happened yesterday doesn't matter anymore. It is like everything is being consumed by time. But when we are in the spirit, we are united, because you are giving a class for us with this picture from Julius, maybe Julius Sean Carls Feld. He painted like 300 years, almost 300 years ago, but he is joining the conversation, something in the spirit, it's always present. You don't need to be in the body to participate from something. And maybe it is the symbolism of Pesach, like centuries and centuries of traditions that people gathering together. It is like a convergence, Knesset, gathering of people to receive the spirit or to protect the spirit. I don't know it. I just make this fly with the mind.
Yes, it is true. It is true to remember the spirit, like you say, year after year, to remember the spirit, because the attraction is always to go out and about. This is how the world is built, that we should go out. Like Weinreb says, it's very rare that we turn like Rus. This is a beautiful example, to turn like Ruth, to turn to the origin, to turn to the spirit. This is very rare. And in a way, Passover is a very good reminding to turn. It just also, this is the turning of the year, because Moses gave them a new calendar of free people, and the salvation is always spring. Why? Salvation is spring. The word for salvation in Hebrew is Geulah. I'll try to find a better space. I really feel here a lot of text. 1 second. 1 second, I shall read. Joanne, thank you for being here. We have friends here. 1 second, I shall read what you're writing. Why the salvation is always spring. Geulah. Geulah is salvation in Hebrew. The interesting value of Geulah. Second. Geulah. Geulah. Is 45. Like what? Which word in Hebrew is the value of 45?
Adam.
Yes, Adam. What is the salvation? That human is being born. A spirited human being. This is the salvation. To a person understand that he is not just a matter, he's not just a slave. He's not just working in a factory or driving a train. He's being treated like a matter, or the person understands that he can speak and he can communicate. And what the story that Fernando shared with us, though this person was in a coma for 60 days. 60 days is interesting number. 60 days is like the vow of the spirit. His spirit was hovering above his body. Spirit, or his soul, neshama, he knew the neshama is guarding the body. And the body was on neutral, was not functioning. Maybe he was connected to machines or infusion, who knows? Yes, but the soul is there protecting. He was aware of what is happening to him.
Yeah. People in comas, they can hear.
Yes.
And I've had experiences with people in comas as well. And just a short example, came in to pray for a lady in a coma one day, and then I came back the next, and she was out of the coma, and she said, "Jeff, I want you to know I heard what you said yesterday." And it alarmed me at first, because I thought, what did I say? But then she said, "I heard every word in your prayer yesterday." And that taught me at that time that people hear, and if they're in a coma. You've got some nice questions on here, Addie.
Yes. Would you like to read them? Would you like to read a bit the comments on YouTube? If you
Soaring Eagle has a
Yes.
question. He said, "But ignore it if it doesn't have any relevance to the matter being discussed, but I couldn't help but notice that the name Shaddai is really close to Shadim. Why is that?"
Yes.
So do you want to address that, or
Yes.
something else?
Yes. Can you please continue reading the questions and I will answer them?
Joanne, can you explain why the word Quadad is translated as bow the head? Why do they add the word head when the word simply means to bow? I know there are many verses about lifting the head, so I find it interesting that here they say bow the head. And Claudette Wisdom says, thanks for helping me to see through spiritual eyes beyond time and space. And Joanne, I am always working during the week, so I must always listen later. Thank you. Hi, everyone. So
Thank you.
there you go.
Thank you. So he was asking, so let's start with Soaring Eagle. He was asking, what is the relation between Shadim and Shaddai? Yes?
Yes, yes.
It's really close to Shadim. Shadim are, by the way, demons. Demons. So he asked about the name Shaddai. And he says that it's very close to demons. If we add a mem into it, this is demon. Can you help me spell demons?
Demons.
Demons.
Correct.
Okay, this is demons. So what is Shaddai in relation to Shadim, demons? When you take the expansion in the matter, the circle, and you put the mem, the final mem, and you say, this is life, only in the matter. This is when people are demonized. They relate to the matter as a final fact, as reality. This is demons.
Makes sense.
Like Weinreb described it very beautifully when Jill was reading for us the last chapter of the Scroll of Esther. He says there are people who just look with their eyes, and they think the more they will look with their eyes, the more they will find something inside. And the more they look inside, they don't find anything inside.
Yeah, they're empty.
To feel the connection to the spirit, we need in a way to withdraw inside of ourselves. The interesting things are happening in between the moments, in between the objects, in between the things that, so to speak, we need to do or we are doing. What we call dead moments. We are educated to consider only, let's say, the salaries, how much we bring with a paycheck, or what is the furniture. This is an object. This is we can
Our
measure
budget.
it. Yes.
Our
Yeah.
budget, how
Yeah.
are we going to
Yes.
pay the bills and stuff?
Yes, but to look beyond this, there is no, in a way, preparation in education to appreciate the moments, the seconds between things. The moment the birds start to sing. The birds start to sing 1 hour before dawn, when it's completely darkness. Darkness as people can imagine the darkness. In the most darkest hour in the night, they're already singing. There is something in the birds, like a timer, like in the rooster, the owner of wings. They have a special gift from the Lord, from the origin, that in the most darkest hour before the dawn, they're already singing.
Yeah.
And
They're
in a
happy.
way, they are telling us you have only 1 hour left. So cheer yourself up. Morning will come. Because when it's so dark, it's hard to believe that we shall see a light. Not just between days and night, but also we cross some dark moments, each and every one of us. We are crossing through our life interesting junctions. Sometimes we feel dark. We see no way out. But the morning will
but
come.
it's a sign that morning, or what I think you said it, before salvation, the dawn,
Yes.
salvation is very near, very near. So that dark moment, that darkest hour is a sign. If you're aware, if you know the patterns of God's word, the scriptures, the stories, the demonstrations, and even nature itself, like you say, the birds speak the understanding that something really good is now near, because when it this dark, it it's going to turn. The day is going to arrive, and so the birds can sing. They're happy, and we can sing as well in our hearts, or even just sing out loud and dance for joy, because uh, it's a sign to us of what's arriving. Does that describe it, Eddie?
Excellent. Yes, it does.
I don't have any questions for this. I think more of my questions would be better for outside of class at the moment. But it'd be nice if we made it through all the content that you had prepared.
The content of the text, Philip?
The content that you had prepared for today's session.
Yes. Yes. Would you like to read it?
Your preparation.
The Exodus 21 to 28. Do you see the text?
Yeah, I don't mind. I can read that if you like.
Mm-hmm.
If you could take it down a little bit more, sorry. I'm missing
Yes.
a verse, I believe, on the YouTube screen.
Is it better now?
Yes, there we go. Beautiful, thank you.
Mm.
Then Moses called for all the elders of Israel and said unto them, Draw out and take you lambs according to your families, and kill the Passover lamb. And ye shall take a bunch of hyssop and dip it in the blood that is in the basin, and strike the lintel and the two side posts with the blood that is in the basin. And none of you shall go out of the door of his house until the morning. For the Lord will pass through to smite the Egyptians. And when he seeth the blood upon the lintel and on the two side posts, the Lord will pass over the door, and will not suffer the destroyer to come in unto your houses to smite you. And ye shall observe this thing for an ordinance to thee and to thy sons forever. And it shall come to pass when ye be come to the land which the Lord will give you, according as he hath promised, that ye shall keep this service. And it shall come to pass, when your children shall say unto you, What mean ye by this service? That ye shall say, It is the sacrifice of the Lord's Passover, for that he passed over the houses of the children of Israel in Egypt, when he smote the Egyptians and delivered our houses. And the people bowed their head and worshipped. And the children of Israel went and did so, as the Lord had commanded Moses and Aaron, so did they.
Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you, Philip.
Definitely.
I think Joanne asked about the word to bow. To bow. This is a very here the Hebrew is very interesting. Thank you for asking, Joanne. Vaikod, to bow. Second, this is very I think we should make it thinner. Here, Vayikod. Vayikod. This is Yod, Kof, Daled. Yod is 10, Kof is 100, and Daled is 4. If we take it in simple numbers, it's like 1, 1, and 4. When the 1 and the 1 assimilate, we have again 4 to 1. This is the meaning of to bow, to one, to bow, according to the structure of the Hebrew. Philip, can I ask what did you intend to ask about the topic, or in general? Do you have any question about the text? Philip?
I don't have any questions. I did just read Joanne's comment. She just replied also.
Mm-hmm. The word head is not in the Hebrew. Yes, yes. The word head is not in the Hebrew. Just to bow. And the bow mean here is 1 to 4. And there is no head here in Hebrew. Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think she may be asking that without head in the Hebrew word, how come it translates into English with the head?
If there was a Hebrew word, this is the question?
No, the translation from Hebrew into English.
Again,
Hebrew doesn't, the Hebrew script doesn't have the word head included, whereas the English one does.
Yes, that's correct. The Hebrew does not mention any word for head. The English says. Yes. The English
I believe that's what she's asking.
Yes.
Yeah, she's asking why the English includes the word head, but I think it's something that translators do quite often, is to add their own understanding of what they think it means. Is that right, Eddie?
Yes, like they translated the speech of Naomi when Naomi said, "The hand of the Lord came out in me" in Hebrew. They translated, as you were reading the other day, "The hand of the Lord came against me."
Mm-hmm.
It's completely different. How do you say, perspective?
Translation.
Yeah. It's not necessarily it sounds more negative in the English, and you might assume the negative when she says, "Call me Mara," because it's bitter for me. But in the actual Hebrew, there it's not indicating a negative aspect. That the hand of the Lord came out in me. That's great when we just take it at that, what it's saying at that point, right?
Yes.
It came out in me. That's an amazing thing.
Yes.
Having said that, it's nice that you're doing this, Eddie.
Yes.
Still doing it for people in English as well. Not everyone can get that opportunity to catch those sorts of differences. It's good.
Thank you. The Hebrew give a description or speaks the perspective from the core. This is what the Hebrew says. There's like hovering of the spirit. This is what the Hebrew brings. This is the perspective. But what the English does, or other languages, they try to make a story that people could receive. that people could receive. In a way, they translate the Bible into space and time. In a way, they move the Bible from the tree of life to be a tree of knowledge, because every translation to any language in any time turns the tree of life to the tree of knowledge.
Because man is adding his understanding to it with the translation,
Yes.
and rather than going to it with, okay, what is God's word actually saying? What is the Lord saying here? And let's take it for what it's saying first.
Yes.
And that's what you're helping us to do. So thank you again, as Philip said. Thank you.
You're most welcome.
I've heard you describe the Hebrew language once is very structured, might not be the best word, but just to give the image, that it's very spoken in not kind of direct terms. It's very, the form of the descriptions are a lot more broad rather than direct. Am I right in saying that?
Yes, it's not a specific language. The younger languages like English, German, they're more specific. And
Yeah.
yes, because Hebrew is one of the Semitic language, and there's a root, but beyond being grammatically Semitic language is the language that comes beyond the river, beyond space and time. And the Hebrew expresses a phenomenon in the spirit, like Fernando was mentioning today, beyond the veil.
Mm.
I would like us to, what does it mean beyond the veil, or beyond space and time? If this is the veil, I'll take another color, because yellow is not foreseen so good. Let's take it. I hope it's not too thick. Yes, this is. So the Hebrew comes from, you could say, the east, or the origin, because east in Hebrew is kedem. Again, it's moving to. The Hebrew comes from the 144, what was before kedem, or emet. Truth comes from here. This is in a way the spirit, and expresses things here. The Hebrew expresses the word, like you say. Now we did not meet the word rosh, for instance, head. We translate it in English as head, but the way the Hebrew portrayed the word rosh, she brings like an absolute relation from the origin, what head is. So we have very few words. If you can read a Bible page in Hebrew, you will see, let's say 20 words. In English or in German, the same 20 words will be 80, like 4 times, to express the same idea. Because also Hebrew is written from right to left, and English, German, Spanish, and so they're coming from left to right.
So in a way, from left to right, there's a more of a critical reflection then.
Yes.
When we interpret.
Yes.
Because you said the left sees critically.
Yes.
But from the right, you're coming from the perspective of the tree of life.
Yes.
From that direction. So and you close the left eye, so to speak, to the tree of knowledge, to man's understanding, and you try to grasp instead the understanding of the spirit, is what that means, or what the tree of life is pouring forth in its speech.
Yes.
Nice one.
Yes, Philip?
No, I was just saying, nice one for that.
The Hebrew brings things as they are in the origin, in the world of the spirit, beyond the veil. In a way, the Hebrew, as Weiner puts it, this is the language of dreams. This is a dream mode. And he looks at the Bible as a dream. And the Hebrew brings this perspective. Like we saw in the speech of Naomi. Naomi's speech is very right. The hand of the Lord came out in me. Look at the structure of my life. 2 sons, yes, husband, oh, we can count the 2 sons that she lost and the former sons of Judah. There's like time, the hand of the Lord is 40, final mem is 40, 4 people, closed room, no matter, no spirit. This is a very, very pure speech. It's not against me. This is what comes through me. This is the picture that I've seen so far. She doesn't have an opinion about it. She just says this is what comes, and you see William Blake. It's a beautiful pictures that we saw, painting this week, William Blake with her hands next to her. I have nothing else to give. 2 hands are open, 2 arms. I have nothing else to give. I gave you my sons, they died. Nothing else. Even if I conceive this night, she says, and I will bear sons, will you wait for them until they will grow up? Will you anchor yourself to them when your life is passing by? This beautiful speech. And she just says this is the truth. She does not try to profile herself, or this is the beauty of the Hebrew speech, because as Weiner says in his book Roots of the Bible, there was a person, also the Greek admits, there was a person called Kadmos, who came to Greece and taught the Greek the letters, the alphabet. Kadmos. The Greek defines his name, Kadmos, Kadmon, ancient person, comes to Greece, maybe from Phoenicia, maybe from the area, and taught them the letters, the language. And there's a beautiful, I think it's the most beautiful thing, is to give people the notion of truth. Unfortunately, even in Israel now, people relate to the Bible like their own, like they take judgment. Very few people are looking at the core text as we do. I think it's basically what Weiner did and what we do.
I like the pure speech description.
Thank you.
Good way to put it.
Venus, thank you. Thank you. Venus is here. Good morning. Questions that you would like to ask? One more.
I just
word.
want
Yes.
I want to thank you. I want to thank you for that explanation to everyone.
You're welcome. In a way,
One word, what?
yes, one word about the Hebrew is the language of dreams. It is the language of dreams. It is the language that Joseph speaks. This is why he can solve Pharaoh's dream. Because here in time and space, we have many languages. I did not count in our times how many languages do we have at the moment on planet Earth. Not including the coding languages that we have on computers now. I don't know how many, probably a lot. But Hebrew is the language of dreams. When other languages are separating us, or only programmers can speak certain languages and others not, the language of dreams unites us. So this is the Hebrew, the language of dreams, when everything is complete. In a dream, everything is complete. In the dream, there is no past and future and present. Everything exists in its completion, like in the world of spirit. And
That's beautiful.
This is what we learn, we share together.
So have you already prepared tomorrow's topic?
Yes, and I open to questions. Would you like to? Tomorrow is Sunday, so tomorrow there's like
That's true.
there's a there's in the whole world there is a free day. It's a weekend, so we respect that. But on Monday we should have a lesson.
Sure.
Yes, Philip? Yes.
I realised a bit late there that it was Sunday tomorrow, but more intended for next session.
I understand, yes. Do you have questions? Do you have things on your mind that you would like us to open? I'm open to listen to
No
you.
questions for me.
Yes. If there's any
Thank you.
topic, Jeff, is there anything on your mind that you would like us to deal with in the next, in the following sessions? Venus,
No, I'm just
June.
just interested what the Spirit will bring then,
Mm-hmm.
So,
We'll definitely keep that in mind, though.
Thank you. Questions, Fernando? Something on your mind that you would like to ask?
I'm just connecting. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. I was just connecting some ideas because you said before about the birds that announces the dawn, and it makes me remember Luria that says that the birds came from Yesod.
Mm-hmm.
So they are not from this planet. Let's say they live already connected with the source, with Yesod, with the secret.
Mm-hmm.
So these animals can remember what is going to happen, can know what is going to happen, and also makes me think about this passage that Philip read, that Moses called the elders of Israel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the elder is Zakan, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
The one who brought wisdom, but also the one who remembers, right? Because so I was just thinking about this, that this quality that you are mentioning, this quality of seeing the things as a symbol of the hidden, because the one who remembers, he is already connected with the secret. And your classes make us feel so good because it makes us remember.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Eagle is writing, thank you for answering my question. Very depends. Thank you. And Joanne is writing, thank you. Thank you so much. I was thinking, Jeff, because you are asking about the last night of Jesus. And I was thinking about this chapter of the New Testament. I was thinking to prepare it, and it's sometimes it's about thinking, and sometimes, and you prepare it in your mind, but sometimes maybe it's the right time to speak of the rooster or the chicken, because what does it mean? We were
Yeah.
yes,
Go ahead.
because we were mentioning the birds. The rooster is like a chicken. The chicken and the bird has to do with Sfirat Yesod, with foundation. Chicken in Hebrew also is 6 times the tetragrammaton. So when it will be ready, I'm thinking about this chapter for a long time. But when the time is right, maybe we could speak about it. This is a very sensitive topic.
Well, it's good. It's good to understand the structure and the timing of things that are in the scriptures, because we don't always understand them very deep, just on the surface of why things happen. So it would be good. I noticed Michelle sent a picture of a chicken last night, or a video of one of her chickens called Red, and it reminded me of I have a rooster and 2 hens now, but there's one of the hens who has survived all the invasions of the predators around here. Try as hard as I can sometimes to remember to shut them in right and stuff. It doesn't always happen, but I counted it up. There were 14 others that have disappeared, but she was the only one I had left, and now I'm up to 2 hens and a rooster. But somehow she evaded them every time. So like 14 have died, but she has lived. So it kind of reminds me of what we're talking about.
Thank you.
I still have her.
That's good.
She's still laying eggs.
Yeah, she has the coats of many colors, so to protect her.
Something, yeah. But I pay attention to stuff like this because it speaks to us.
Yes.
If there's something unusual or strange, we need to pay attention. Because there's a reason for it. God is speaking. The Spirit is speaking.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Philip?
I was agreeing with everything Jeff just said. I'm not sure if I'm too quiet sometimes. Sorry, my microphone does hang down a little bit, whether I'm speaking quiet as well.
It's okay. It's okay. If you have questions, just post them on Discord, on YouTube, or send email to us. We shall be more than happy to answer your questions, to open discussions that interest you from the New Testament, Old Testament. And I would like to thank all of you for being here with us. I would like to wish you happy spring or happy autumn, happy Easter, and happy Passover. And to meet you again on Monday with a new discussion with a new spirit. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Same to you. Happy Easter, Passover, everything. All of you. Thank you, Hetty.
Thank you, Hetty. Thank you, Jeff, Philip, Victoria, and all the friends.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Joanne. Thank you, Venus, Victoria, Eagle, Ruth, and the friends. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.